Hi everyone, I am joining Danielle Brown's Subbie challenge, and her challenge was to use mint green, which I do in the background paper. It's Dear Lizzie, pink and yellow. And so I had a lot of fun making this, so I hope you like it. I'm also using lots of new products from the haul I just did the other day. This picture, or these pictures, are of my daughter Rachel and some of her sorority sisters and her roommate. So I'm just pulling out some things that I might use. I end up not using the stamp set and some of these things, but for the most part, I use everything. Some washi tape, some wood veneers. Those are all the mistables, the Heidi Swap mistables, which is Irit's fault. She, yes, Irit, I'm blaming this on you, but I love them, so I'm very, very glad to watch a couple of the videos that you had done, but I had to have them and now I love them. And so Danielle, I hope you like the page I ended up making, and thank you for having the Subbie challenge, and congratulations on all the subbies. That's awesome. And here's some black paper, and it has a light green grid on it. And then that Dear Lizzie, I want to say, is from the Lucky Charm collection. It's a thin mint stripe. I don't have mint mists or anything, so that's how I had to work in the mint, was with this paper. And I'm just going to cut down my photos as close to size as I can without chopping heads off or body parts. So I took these pictures from Rachel's Instagram and printed them out on my selfie. And I'm very excited to do this page because it is still snowing here in Delaware, and we had a couple nice days, and it is now March 25th, and it's snowing outside again. So who knows when spring's officially here, but it does not look like spring outside. So I was really happy to use some of these bright colors. Made it lots of fun. And these are colors I love anyway, and I don't use green as much as I do the pink and yellow, I don't think. So when I saw these pictures of Rachel and her girlfriends from this year's St. Patrick's Day, I was like, perfect, that's what I'll use. Even though they're wearing a deeper green and I pull in other greens, it went really well with that mint background. I'm using a larger sheet of white scrap cardstock back there, and then this black with the green grid I got from the Heidi Swap Sugar Chic collection, and actually that green on there is kind of a mint grid too, so it's just hard to tell there. Here I am not only going to outline in my black zig marker like I always do. Here I'm showing you I'm adding green as well, and a little more squiggly than the black lines. I'm kind of I think it's kind of hard to tell here, but I'll hold the paper up here and show you pretty soon. But I just thought it was a fun little element to add on there. This is my Wink of Stella glitter green, and it is a brighter green. It's not a mint green, and it's not the brush tip, it's a actual point tip. There, I'm showing it to you. This is glitter green. And I decide to do it on this one as well. And it was neat. It was neat to do more than one color as an outline. So here I think I want to go back the original way with that white cardstock, but I was just playing around real quick to see what way I liked better. And I do end up going with this layout right here. I'm going to end up cutting that black down some too, width-wise. I'm going to leave the height alone, I believe. Now I'm just going to start playing with my clusters. I'm doing lots of layers with those because this okay, I have to tell you, that Heidi Swap pack of mistables is packed. It is jam-packed, and I got that 40% off, but I want to say it was $4.99 anyway. at the most $6.99, but I don't even think it was that. But even if it were $6.99, it is well worth it. They're not chipboard, but it's just kind of a thick cardstock like, and some parts are resistant to any type of ink that you want to use. You can use an ink pad, you can use watercolor, you can use the mistables or the mist, spray mist like I'm going to use. And I've never worked with them before, but they were a blast to use. And so since I had so many, I just decided to layer it up and let's do something a little outside my comfort zone. So I wanted to try and do something different. So I had picked out things like the banner, and the banner has, I want to say, polka dots on it. And I picked out a camera, a few hearts, a few like banner arrows, pennants-like shapes. And that little green tag I got from an Elle Studio packet of snippets. And that green and white bag I got from Michael's this summer. I guess what do you call it, a glassine bag or something? And I end up cutting that thing up and using it in a couple different places. I didn't know how to use that bag, but I loved the green. I used different shades of green besides the mint, but they all work really well together. That Perfection card from Project Life does not make it on, but I do pull in some other Project Life cards from the new Sunshine edition I just got. Now I'm showing you I'm using tinsel and I'm using black. I used tinsel first, but it wasn't quite the color I wanted. So what you do is you just spray it and then you wipe it off. And like I said, some places take the ink and some don't. So here, like the writing did not. And then it's kind of a messy project, but it was really cool to see how that stuff worked out. This is Awesome Time. And then I think those pennants there had some stripes on them. Now I wasn't sure if I wanted to use the bubblegum or the primrose, but the bubblegum again wasn't quite the pink I was wanting, so I end up using that primrose more so. And I love this little pink polka dotted heart down at the bottom. That heart says favorite. That one says love, and then this one just has the polka dots. Aren't they just adorable? They were curling up just a bit, but it wasn't bad at all. And I liked how that spray mist, it looked misty, but in some places it splattered. I really liked that look. I thought it was cute. This spray is by Smooch, and I forgot I had the things. I had gotten them like 2 scrapbooking conventions ago that I went with my mother-in-law to, and that's the first time I was introduced to any type of mists or daubers or anything, so they were quite expensive for that little bottle, but I really like that yellow. I had the Candlelight by Tattered Angels, but it's really pale, and then I had the Heidi Swapp Gold, but this is yellow, as you can tell, and I really like that a lot. I wanted bright happiness for this page, and that did the trick. So I had only bought a few of those colors though in the Smooch spray. I had bought the gold, I think I bought a silver, I want to say I bought a red and a black. So I'm limited colors on those, but that's okay. It's enough to alternate with my other mists. So Rachel in high school was, I've mentioned her before, she was my dancer. She's my oldest. She's a sophomore in college now. And, she didn't have but a couple girlfriends because that was her choice in high school. She didn't do a whole lot. And frankly, I was a little worried her going away to college because I knew that shyness would eventually wear off. I mean, let's be honest. And, she never did the staying out late or, not getting enough sleep or the party thing. So I was like, if she does this now or, in college, I don't know. I was just afraid it would be too much and, at least when you're home in high school, you're getting in trouble by your parents for doing things like that, and you're able to deal with things a little bit more, and your parents can give you advice. But she just wasn't into that at that time, and so anyway, and then I was afraid because she's so shy and quiet, and never really had a lot of girlfriends because she said it was just easier to be friends with guys. I was really, really happy when she said she wanted to join this. Well, at first, when her daddy dropped her off at college, I was already in school and the younger two, so I couldn't go to take her, and that killed me. But he's like, keep your mind open, Rachel. She's like, I am not joining your sorority. I do not want to do something like that. But he's like, find something you believe in, find something that, one that you can relate to. And she did. And she's in Zeta, and she absolutely loves it. And these girls are fabulous, and they're like family to her. And I'm just so thankful that she knows now. I mean, of course, there's still girls that, are drama like and things, but 99% these girls are amazing. And, of course they live together, so they have their little quirks, but they're family and they're there for each other. So I'm really glad she has that. And they're just as sweet as can be, and they call me Mama Robin, and that's fine. I'll take every single one of them. And I'm just glad these friendships she has. She'll have these girls for life. I know she will. They're such great kids. And this is just a couple of them. There's like 50-something girls in her sorority. And her first year there, her freshman year, I was going up a little bit early because I was done with college for the Christmas break. And she's like, Mom, I miss your cooking so much. And I'm like, really? That's nice. I said, well, I can cook for you, when I come up to get you, because they had a kitchen in their sorority. They're on campus, but they have their own, like, not building to themselves, but I want to say barracks, because that's what it reminds me of in the military, but that's not right either. Anyway, they have their own house, but it's not a house. And they have a kitchen. She's like, would you cook for some of the girls? I'm like, absolutely. And I'm sitting here thinking there's 20 of them maybe or something. I don't know, because she had just joined the thing, and I never really asked how many girls there were. And so she's like, well, let me make sure it's okay. And I'm like, all right, and kind of get a head count, because I know some kids are getting ready to go on vacation, but I need to know what I'm, decide what I'm making and how much to buy and everything. She calls me back. She said they would love it, and everybody's so excited, and they're talking about it. And I'm like, awesome, that's so great. I said, okay, how many people? And she goes, 52. I'm like, what? 52? She's like, well, they all might not be here. I don't know. I was like, not a problem. I mean, I always cook way too much more than, yeah, that's just how I roll. But so I bought a lot of stuff at the commissary on base here, packed it in the car, in coolers and stuff, and took it up there. I cooked for a day or two, making sauces and stuff at home, packed it all up, put it in coolers, drove to my mother-in-law, spent the night there because she's 45 minutes south of Rachel. So I made the pulled pork roasts, or the pork roasts to pull and shred it apart and stuff and add the sauce to it. And it's a southern thing, so I don't know if everybody knows what I'm talking about, but I did those at my mother-in-law's, and then I did last-minute cooking up at Rachel's there. And because she said they didn't have a lot of pots and pans, just a few things that the house has. They had a little bit more than what she thought, but I was packing food and coolers and drinks and pots and pans of my mother-in-law. She let me borrow just in case there wasn't stuff. I had crock pots. So I ended up still cooking for another 3 to 4 hours. I had so much food. And these girls are taking pictures of their plates and they're Instagramming it and stuff. And then all of a sudden, Rachel's like, everybody's phones are going crazy. Like, where are you guys? Where do you, that, they were not serving that in the dining hall today. Where are you guys? And they're like, oh, Rachel's mom came and cooked for us. And they're like, is there any left? And Rachel's like, Mom, do you mind if other people? I said, no, of course not, Rachel. You girls are not going to go through all that. I made 2 huge pans. I'm talking the big foil pans, the biggest ones you can find, of baked ziti. I had 4 of the roasts that I pulled apart for pulled pork. I had salads and all kinds of veggies because she's like, a lot of the girls don't get out until evening time, and by the time they can get to the dining facility, a lot of the fruits and vegetables are gone. So I made sure I had lots of that, and I made a lot of Rachel's favorites is what I had done. So, but I had glazed carrots and green beans and Brussels sprouts with bacon because that's one of Rachel's favorites. And then I made a Jello salad that's one of Rachel's favorites. And I had salad and regular green salad with all kinds of toppings and all kinds of different dressings. And I had rolls and deviled eggs, and I know I'm missing a bunch of stuff. I had rice pilaf. I did potatoes, you name it, I made it. I think I even had a pasta salad, and I had coleslaw. I made so much food. And I was like, girls, I'm not taking this home. But boyfriends were coming to eat, friends were coming to eat. It was awesome. And they all just sat there and chit-chatted, and I was done cooking, and I went out and sat with them. They're like, aren't you going to eat? I said, no. I said, I'm tired of looking at it. I eventually ate, and it turned out so good. But now, they want to know when I'm coming back to make more. So I didn't do it this winter because they had changed from quarters to semesters, and it interfered with my school schedule. So I'm hoping when I'm done in May, I can go up and do something for them, or during my spring break, I might go up and cook for them. But they were so, so thankful. And yeah, that's my story. And that's when they all start calling me Mama Robin. And a few of them have come home with Rachel. And like I said, my in-laws only live 45 minutes away. So during breaks or sometimes on the weekends, a couple of them will go with Rachel, and my mother-in-law cooks for them and spoils them and makes pancakes for them in the morning. And, you don't really know what you have at home until you don't have it anymore. And sometimes you're tired of the same stuff. I feel like I make the same stuff to eat all the time, but that's the stuff Rachel's asking for when she comes home. She's home now for her spring break, and I've already made 2 or 3 of her favorites. So, she's only home for a week, but there's a lot of leftovers I'm going to have to freeze because she just wants a variety of things to eat, which is fine. Spoil her while I can. But anyway, so you've seen me kind of layer these clusters together, and I think it's turning out really, really cute. I'm really liking it, and I'm putting the bottom of the bag underneath those pictures there to make it look like it's going behind all the layers of paper. And I really like how that looks. And I'm titling this, She's a Lucky Girl. Kind of a play on words because it's St. Patty's Day, or it was during these pictures, and luck of the Irish, even though she has just a tinge of Irish in her. She's German and Italian. And but she's a lucky girl to have these girls. That was my thinking. So that's where I got my title from. And if I was thinking, you see the A in that one corner in that picture on behind Rachel and Sharon there on the left. I should have integrated the title with that A. She's a lucky girl, to use that A, but I wasn't thinking. I just thought of that looking at this right now as I'm narrating it. I hope you can't hear Eric snoring. He has to get up at 3:30 in the morning to drive to Virginia. He teleworks from home most of the week, but he does have to drive to Virginia once a week. So he has to, it's a long, long day for him, so he's already in the bed. And I decided to come up here and narrate too. So I only have a few weeks left of school, but it's getting pretty intense. And I have clinicals a couple days a week, so I'm in the hospitals with patients. And so that's why I'm kind of not slowing down scrapbooking, but that's why I'm kind of behind putting a layout out there. I mean, I just did one last week, so it's not horrible, but I was doing a couple a week there for a while. And like I said, I think I have like 4 that I can voice over upload and then save and put them out every couple days. It's just getting the time to voice over. My husband, because he teleworks from home, he uses this headset during the day. So when I am home and have a minute, he's using it for work. So I probably just need to get my own. Adding a little bit more mist here. I'm wanting to add some black, and I really like how that looks. Before I just had the pink, a little bit of yellow, and I think I used a brighter green. Maybe I didn't use the green, but here I'm using the Daily Flash and Dandelion for she's, and then I'm just putting them down. I'm just feeling brave. I'm not doing my usual wax paper thing. I already kind of knew where I wanted to put it, and so I'm just like, you know what? I'm just laying it down. Laying it down. Look at that hair, I tell you. And then for the A, I'm using the other side of that. I'm using one of those block letters, and then, which you can see there in the bottom of that corner. And then I'm just putting down Lucky Girl. And I'm working backwards a little bit. And these glitter thickers are foam, and I got them at TJ Maxx. No, I'm sorry. I bought these at Target. And they are cucumber. That's the color they're called, is cucumber. But honestly, I didn't know how often I would use these, but I just liked them because they were different. I'm just trying to build up, you know, a stash of alphas and different types of colors and fonts and things for titles. And I've used these a couple of times already, so I'm really quite surprised that I've used these already. I am just about done with this layout. Danielle, again, thank you for hosting this challenge, and I hope you like what I came up with. I really like it. Rachel loved it. She wants to know if I'm making another one for her book, and of course I will. But anyway, yeah, this was a lot of fun. So I'm just going to slow it down here and show you a little bit of detail. My daughter, I'm going to point to her in a minute. She's the one on the right, extreme right. That's Rachel. Her roommate's right in the middle, Sharon. There's Rachel and Sharon right there. My baby. She's such a good kid. They all are, but anyway, I really had a lot of fun with those mistables. I really had a lot of fun with these pictures and the title and everything. So I can't wait to see what everybody else comes up with. It's a wonderful prize package. Would love to have it. So anyway, thank you for joining me, and I would love to see what you guys come up with. Have a good night. Bye.